Oh my gosh, I did it correctly this week. Yay! I figured it out. Not that you need to know the technical stuff, but anybody who is interested, I just needed to get into the editing portion of the video before it went live. So that's what I've been doing wrong all this time. But anyway, forget about the tech stuff. Welcome back to another edition of what is this? I have too many shows going on right now. The Shin Kicking Mondays. Welcome back, folks. Thanks for joining me today. Good morning for those of you who are joining live. Please go ahead and say hello in the comment box. I'm already seeing some comments. Good morning, Pilar from San Francisco, California. Good morning, Frank, which I believe you're from Louisville, Kentucky. And good morning from me, Berni Xiong, your host of Shin Kicking Mondays every Monday morning at 10 a.m. U.S. Central. I'm here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, U.S. If you're just joining us now, go ahead and say hi in the comment box and tell us where you're joining from. All right, guys. Well, if I look a little stiff today, I didn't sleep too well, so I've got a little kink in my neck. But we're going to get through this. We are going to be a-okay. All right. Anyway, you guys probably saw the post that I think I put it out on Facebook a couple days ago about something that happened not too long after last week's Shin Kicking Monday episode finished. And so I don't know why I'm surprised anymore. I shouldn't be. I think that I continue to be surprised from a human level because it's kind of like I understand how intuition works. I get that we're all intuitive. I get that we're all creative. Good morning, Corby from Schoharie County. I hope I pronounced that right in New York. Good morning, Corby. Um, and Corby knows this too. I'm so glad she joined during a time that I'm talking about this. But no matter how intuitive we are, no matter how much we develop our intuitive skills, at times we can still surprise ourselves when we get an intuitive hit. And, you know, we're just so in tune and we're so clocked in. And it shouldn't shock me because, I've been working on this for a while. And, people like Corby and others who come before me have worked on it for decades and decades. So when things happen, um, as we suspect because of the intuitive hunches that we get, we shouldn't be surprised, but yet I continue to be surprised. Anyway, so what happened last week after I aired Shin Kicking Mondays is a couple of things. So there was a series of events which I'm going to share today with you guys that just astounded me. I was amazed, and I get goosebumps whenever I get validated. What I mean by that is when I have an intuitive hit or when something happens to me that seems a little serendipitous or kind of out of the world. Um, I'll get goosebumps, tingles up and down my spine. And that's usually my validation that, okay, yeah, you're right. Or yes, you're on the right trajectory. Or yep, whatever you thought, that's it. That's true. Listen to yourself. And so I was reached out by a person who excuse me, I don't know if they were on Shin Kicking Mondays last week, but they private messaged me on Facebook telling me that they think that the message that I left on last week's episode may have been for them. It was the message about the mother energy who had crossed, who came through to send a warning and to set a positive intention for her son. And he validated that the message could be for him. I was blown away by that, first of all, because I have never really claimed to have mediumship abilities. I'm pretty sure we all, in some way, shape, or form, have the ability to connect to those who've crossed over. I have tried to develop that a little bit as I have continued to develop my own intuition and my ability to channel. So it doesn't surprise me that I am starting to make connections to the other side, but that was my first time ever doing it live. Kind of unprepared, but I did sense some energy coming through, and I had to give it that space to have a conversation. So it was great to be validated, but secondly, ego aside, I had to realize that the ways that energy is transmitted we can't control, specifically what kind of messages or delivery mechanism we want to use. I think what we can control is being able to be a stronger channel for these divine messages, and the divine messages could come between me and my spirit team. If I'm just doing a self reading, it could be, like I said, two souls having conversations with each other. If it's me and just you, another individual, or it could be me in front of a group giving you an intuitive group healing, or it could also be, like I mentioned last week, the first time I gave a past life reading as well to someone, giving them clarity about what it is that they needed to learn from the past and how they would move forward and transform that in this current in future lifetimes. And then the whole mediumship thing as well. What's important about that is being so tuned in and dialed in and quieting the mind enough to allow yourself to be a channel for those who surround you with love and light and want to give a positive, beautiful message to those that they love. I don't see how all of these different things that we do as intuitives are really that different from each other. I think it's just a matter of, we all have different skill sets. We all are a little bit stronger in one area than the other. I've had the ability to channel pretty quickly into my own energy and the energy of others. But as I'm seeing now, I'm starting to see how now I've opened up my ability to channel even more with other spiritual beings who've crossed over, and just other, I can't, I don't even know where to begin. I'm just so excited about it. So I wanted to share that with you. So then after that experience happened, then every day that followed, something eerie but wonderful would happen. So I would literally be sitting there out of the blue, just have a thought in my mind about a friend who we, text message and connect with each other every few months or so, just random, hi, how are you doing? Thinking of you. And she just kept coming to mind over and over and over for no reason. It was so random. And I'm not even kidding you, literally within the 2 or 3 minutes that I had been really thinking about her, but not acting on it, obviously, she text messaged me. So I'm literally looking at my phone and I get a text message from her, just a really random question. And I know I've had that happen to me in the past as well, but it was just odd to me at how quickly I was dialed into the energy of her, whether it was thinking about her and sending that energy to her to let her know I was thinking about her without telling her, or sensing that she was thinking about me, and maybe we're both thinking about each other at the same time. But it was such a beautiful thing. And then that happened again the following day with another friend who I'd been thinking about that same day. And then he had also text messaged me as well. Just really random. Just random stuff. Nothing super major. Just, hey, I'm thinking about you. Just thought I'd text you are the messages that I'm getting. This continued to happen throughout the week. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. I get it, spirit team. I get it, universe. I get it, God. I understand that there is a need right now to really truly hone in on our spiritual and intuitive gifts, and to really truly believe that we have the ability to make a difference and to heal and to help and to support. So I am open, I accept, and I'm here and I'm ready to channel. So that was my divine message last week. So I want to thank all of you for being a part of that process. It was amazing to experience that with you guys in last week's Shit Kicking Mondays, and I'm hoping this week we can do the same again. Now, if you're just joining us after I rattled off that what happened, the exciting things and eerie things that happened last week, um, go ahead and leave your leave a comment and let us know where you are joining us from, what city, state, country. Say hi to everybody. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get started, and let's get ready for the group intuitive channeling. This is where, if you're joining us for the first time, this is where I help us to get grounded and centered and allow us to be still so that we can really prepare ourselves to have a shin kicking Monday, but then also a wonderful week ahead of us, okay? Especially with all the crap that's going on in the world. Every single one of us is being affected. We need healing now more than ever, okay? So if you are in a place where you can get comfortable and sink into your chair or your bed, go ahead and do so. At this time, you can also close your eyes. And allow yourself to really feel the presence of this moment. Any chatter, any thoughts unrelated to receiving the intention today, just let it go. Let it come and let it go, and don't judge it. And remember, as always, to breathe in through your nose deeply and exhale out of your mouth. Let's continue to breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth a few more times. My shoulders are tense, so with me you can roll your shoulders back. Got a little kink in my neck, so I'm going to roll my neck a little bit as well. Just let yourself sink comfortably into your chair or bed. And feel free to chant to yourself, I am open, I am ready, I will receive whatever messages that want to come through to me today. Okay, and with that, when you are ready, you can open your eyes or you can keep them closed for this portion. It's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and channel a group message for all of us. I was receiving some intuitive stuff when I was getting ready this morning for today's session. And it goes without saying, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of tragic stuff that's been happening lately, a lot of unnecessary shootings, unnecessary killings, a lot of deaths. And if there's anything I want to say about this, I often don't say too much. I never feel fully equipped to have those kind of conversations, but what I can say is this about it all. Because I'm an intuitive, because I'm a healer, and because I am a mom and a contributor of my local and global community, this is a time more than ever to at least contribute however we can positively to being part of the solution, for being a positive contributor, and for sending more love and light and healing to the world, a lot more compassion and empathy to the world. And if you don't think that you can make a difference, individual piddly little you, piddly little me, you are mistaken. Because it takes a village to move mountains, and every single one of us are a part of that village. And so anything we can do to be a positive impact, to be a positive contributor in the world. And when I say in the world, I'm even talking about your corner of the world, no matter how large or small that is. Be not afraid to make that difference however you see fit. Use your skills, use your tools, use your talents. The world needs you right now, okay? So with that, what I'm hearing for us this week I am getting something. I'm writing it down because it keeps coming and coming and coming back to me, so I know I have to say it. It sounds cliche, which is why I was hesitant to say it initially, but I know when I'm told something over and over again, I have to say it. So I'm hearing be bold, be brave. Be bold, be brave. Let's unpack that. To be bold doesn't mean to be the loudest person in the room. To be bold doesn't mean you have to put yourself in harm's way. Being bold means being able to disrupt what you know and being able to go against the grain, especially if what you are speaking up about or standing up for matters to you and matters to the people around you whom you want to help, support, and I'm seeing the word and save. Some people show that boldness in loud, vibrant, and explicit ways, which is not good, which is not bad. It is what it is. That is their MO. That is their modus operandi. Operandi. Sorry. I'm just going to say MO. M period O period. However, the way you show up to be bold can look and sound different, and that is okay too. You can be a silent supporter, but still have something significant to say. Silent leadership. Silent leadership. You can be a silent leader. Not all leaders need to be loud. Not all leaders need to be in the front. There are many silent leaders in the back row, in the group, the backbone of the group. Let's see what you guys are saying. Awesome. Pilar, yes, be not afraid. Put your worries aside. And Frank, yeah, still trying to find the courage to put yourself out there. Yes, yes, yes. Be bold. Be bold. Let's go to the be brave, okay? I know that these two are not separate from each other. Being brave means setting aside your fear when the thing you want to achieve is far superior to the fear of not trying to achieve the thing at all. Being brave is not about having no fear. Being brave is about having fear and still moving forward in spite of that fear. Fear is not a bad thing. Fear is a gauge. Fear allows us to understand how we need to react or respond to a particular situation, to a particular danger. It is okay to have fear because fear helps us to escape from danger. So let's not criticize fear. Let's embrace it. However, there is some fear that is valid and legitimate that keeps us safe from harm. There is also fear that can also paralyze us and that can also get in the way of our success, get in the way of us completing our purpose, our mission. And that kind of fear must be acknowledged, loved, appreciated, and then released. Because once you release that kind of fear, you can be fierce. And you can move forward. And you can break those barriers that hold you back from being more and doing more and living more authentically as who you are, who you want to be, and how you want to show up in the world. So back to be bold. Be bold. You can be a silent leader. You can have something important to say and not have to shout it out. If it matters enough to you, you will speak up. You will stand up for it. And you will do what you feel in your heart and soul is the right thing to do when that time matters for you to do it. Being bold does not mean aggression. It does not mean forcing yourself on others. It means asserting yourself when what you have to say and the particular subject matter means so much that you can't not say or do something about it. Being brave is still having fear, acknowledging your fear, embracing your fear, thanking your fear, and then releasing it when it no longer serves you and holds you back from doing more of the things that you are meant to do to fulfill your purpose in life. So be bold and be brave. Okay, guys and gals, that is our group intention for the week. Be bold, be brave. What do you guys think? Did it resonate with you? Anybody still having trouble with this from time to time? Yes, me. I'm saying me. I'm not being rhetorical here. I struggle with this often. So hence the name for my community, other than being named Brave as a Bear. I chose Brave Bear Community as our moniker because we are fierce, we are tough, we are awesome people who want to do awesome work in the world, and we still have fear. And we still are scared at times, and we still need that extra kick in the shin to be more brave on a day-to-day basis. And that is not a flaw, that is not a negative trait, that is not bad at all. In fact, I think that's what keeps us humbled. That's what keeps us modest. That's what keeps us good-natured, and that's what keeps us compassionate and empathetic, because we do it for the sheer sake of the good doing and being able to help and support others. That's why we do what we do. It's not for any other reason than that. I mean, of course, the little ego will come into play from time to time. It's a given. It's expected. But I think far greater when we really sit with ourselves and we think about all the things that we want to achieve in the world before we go. What really matters is how did we impact people before we left this world. Pilar says right on, her too. Corby says, with the chaos in the world, we need almost a daily inoculation against fear. Fear. This is vital. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, guys and gals. All right. Okay, so now it is that time of the hour where I open the floor for you guys to ask me any questions that you have, and I'll see what comes through for you. Sometimes we don't necessarily know what to ask, so many times I'll ask people to go ahead and maybe ask for an intention, maybe ask for healing, or to ask for guidance in a particular area in their lives. It may not necessarily be one specific question, but maybe a series of questions surrounding a particular situation or topic in your life, career, relationship. So yeah, go ahead and put that question in the comment box, and I will attempt to do my best to respond to whatever that question or intention or particular guidance area that you are looking for right now. So go ahead and use the comment box and let me know what it is that you seek further guidance or clarity on, and I will do it. What I'll also do, as I did last week, is if something is coming through to me before anybody asks me, then I'll go ahead and let you know what I'm hearing, seeing, sensing, or feeling, because many times messages want to come through, and we kind of have no choice but to address it and acknowledge it. And if you need to quietly or silently acknowledge it because you want to remain anonymous, that's totally cool. I will let you know if something does come through. So go ahead and leave a question in the comment box, and then I will also see what comes through as well. You know what's funny is as I'm sitting here allowing anything to come through, I'm hearing the Queen song, um, Bohemian Rhapsody. um, it's funny because sometimes I'll get messages that come through in the form of a song or lyric or something that I can relate to. And I can't quite relate to this one, but I'll see if more is coming through. I'm going to ask uh, for a little bit more information about this. But Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen. I love that song, by the way. Pilar says that her son loves that song. He plays it on his record player all the time. That's so cool. My grandnephew, he's only 3 years old. He he loves Radio Gaga. That's his favorite Queen song. It's so funny that Queen has stayed with my family for 4 generations. I think it's 4 generations. Yeah, 4 generations. That's nuts. That's pretty spectacular. That's pretty awesome. I may I may not look or seem like it, but I'm a rock chick. I grew up on soft rock and classic rock, a little bit of hard rock too, and heavy metal in the '80s there for a little bit. So yeah, this stuff does resonate with me too. Okay. Um, back to that song, I'm getting this feeling of, and so if this relates to you or anybody that you know, please feel free to relay this message to them. Um, I'm getting this sense of a lot of this is a male energy that I'm feeling. This is a person who is living, has not passed over. I am getting this male energy feeling where they are feeling regretful and worrisome. By that I mean that they at times feel guilty about the kind of stress that they create for their loved ones, the people around them. I don't think that there is a literal interpretation of the song. They didn't literally kill a man. They didn't literally do a crime. But the feeling around this song and the representation of how this young male energy is feeling is a sense of I wish I could do more. I wish I could make you proud. I wish I didn't make these mistakes. I wish I would have known things sooner. I do have regret about some decisions I've made, some things that have been questionable, some life choices, some choices in friends, some choices in certain activities I've been involved in that I'm not too proud of. He's not, this kid's not a bad person, but he does know that sometimes he chases that thrill, and that he is susceptible to doing things that could get him in trouble because he goes for it's the thrill ride thing, wanting to have fun, knowing that it could be a little bit dangerous, it could be a little bit risky, but still taking that chance because the joy of the fear of missing out, first of all, and then the joy of how it will feel, the kind of like the adrenaline rush you get from kind of being bad, like a bad boy thing. So he is not a bad boy per se, but he does have a little bit of that bad boy vibe in terms of what he's attracted to, the kinds of people he hangs around with, the kind of persona and the image that he wants to portray to his circle of friends and circle of influence. But deep down inside, he actually really is. He's a good guy. He doesn't want to show people the softer side of him or this vulnerable side of him because um, he doesn't want to seem less masculine. He actually knows that deep down inside he is a good person. He has the potential to do really well in his life in terms of being stable, having a good job, having a good career, getting good education, being a good family member, eventually being a good father one day, a good husband, a good human being in general. But he struggles at times with this this is who I want people to think I am and how I want people to think I am versus this is who I really am and how I really should show myself. But I don't want to come off boring. I don't want to come off irrelevant. I don't want to come off as someone who's not interesting. And so being a little bit dangerous, being a little bit of that bad boy, being a little bit of a risk taker, and surrounding myself with people who are fun, kind of like the cool crowd, that allows him to feel more, for the lack of a better word, relevant, popular, and likable. And so I would say that the message for this person, if you know this person, or if you are this person, the message is to, for one, it's okay to explore the side of yourself because there's always a regret in not trying, in not going down a particular path, and in not allowing yourself to dabble into things and explore who you are and what you're all about. And it's like trying on different clothes and seeing whether that style matches you or not, and then taking off those clothes and trying another set of clothes or getting a new wardrobe. That's what it's like when you're trying to find yourself as a younger person. I'm sensing this person is probably in their 20s. They haven't quite really gone into the world yet as a completely independent adult, but they are old enough to have known that they're kind of past that age of being teenage like and making those types of questionable decisions, that they should be a little bit more grown up now. They should adult now is what they think. But they're straddling that line between being a youth, a young adult, and being an actual adult, an independent adult who can be taken seriously, who is self-sufficient, and who is taking care of himself. And so there definitely is going to be the struggle for a little bit longer until they pass this phase of finding out who they are, trusting and believing in who they are. And I think many times no matter what age we are, we have a difficult time trusting in ourselves and believing that we are on the right path, and that what we stand for and who we show up to be is truly in line with who we want to be, and helping us to fulfill our mission and purpose in life. Because who in their 20s, I mean, at least not when I was growing, well, maybe I take that back. I was a little bit different, but a lot of people I hung around with in our 20s, we were not sitting here talking to each other about our purpose in life and our mission and what we were passionate about. We were just trying to get through school. We were just trying to make money. I was actually married at the time, so we were trying to make money so that we could raise a family, so that we could have nice things, and then so we could feel like we were grown up. We weren't as eager to change the world and contribute to the world. At least not the way I do now in my 40s. There were just so many priorities back then that we were just trying to take care of, and that was being young parents. So, I mean, obviously, not everybody's a parent in their 20s. If you are, you get it. And if you're not, there's other things that you're dealing with, other things that you're trying to explore and navigate. And that is, who am I? And how did I get here? And what do I want to be? And should I listen to him or her or them? Who's right? Which one of these personas I'm putting out into the world is really me? Is it the one I put on Facebook? Is it the one I put on Instagram? Is it the one I put on TikTok? Is it the one I put on when I'm just behind the scenes in a group with my best friend? Who am I? Who am I? And which one is really me? So that's the sense I'm getting here as I'm reading this message for this person, and I'm really hoping that if there's anything they take away from this reading, it is to give yourself that space to really quiet your mind and to really settle in and sink into yourself, and to stop listening to others for just that moment, and just truly be present with your own intuition and be present with your own gut. Okay? And if you're somebody who doesn't believe in intuition or spirituality, or that we all have the ability to intuit and channel messages from divine, whatever you want to call it, there's something at least you can agree with, and that is we all have the ability to have a gut instinct, and how we respond to that gut instinct is really going to make the difference. We either respond by listening to it, paying attention to it, and then finding a way around whatever that feeling is and contributing to making things better, or trusting that gut instinct and taking notice about the warning and how we need to be more careful or be more mindful or be more cautious or be more focused. Or the alternative is to ignore that message from our gut, right? When our gut tells us something, when we feel that sinking feeling in our gut and we're not listening to it, what can also happen is ignoring it will allow the possibly negative thing to perpetuate. And we may think we don't have control over that negative thing that is going to happen to us or that is currently happening to us. But I would have to disagree with that. We do have the ability to control it because we can resist it, we can fix it, we can fight it, we can transform it, we can get help to release it or get rid of it. We always have the ability to control or change a particular situation, especially if you don't like it. And then we also have the ability to keep it the same if we do like it, and if it is contributing towards something positive and moving in the trajectory that we want it for our life. Okay, so if there's any time that you feel like you are out of control or that you don't have control, especially after you get that gut feeling of either something really negative or even something very positive, know that you always have the ability to control how you respond to that gut feeling. And I also want to remind you that when we have those gut instincts and we respond to them, that is us acting more intuitively. Okay? So we are already being intuitive, whether or not we are doing intuitive readings or doing channelings like how I'm doing here. We already are intuitive. We just don't always listen to our intuition, you know, for various reasons. I don't need to say, I think you understand why. Okay? Back to our mantra this week: be bold, be brave. It will serve you. I promise you that. I am 100% certain about that. When you are bold and when you are brave, and when it is giving you the courage to speak up and stand up for something that is far bigger than you, something so important and so significant that you can't not say or do something about it, that is when you especially know that it should be done. Okay? All right. For those of you still here live, or even for those of you who are joining us, we are doing on-the-spot readings right now. So if you have a question or an intention you'd like me to set for you, can you go ahead and please put it in the comment box, and I'd be happy to do that. As I said, some of these messages are coming through randomly, and I can also specifically get a message to you if you have something specific that you want me to look into. So go ahead and put that in the comment box and let me know. I'll take, depending on how busy it is today, I'll take about 1 or 2 more and we'll get going for our Monday. So again, if you're just joining us, go ahead and say hi in the comment box and tell us where you are joining from in the world. And then also, if you want an on-the-spot reading, go ahead and ask away. Okay. Pilar, thank you for leaving your comment. You'd like an intention set for you. Okay, that's fantastic. Let's see if there is a specific message that wants to come through today for you, Pilar. I'm getting the words me and me time. Me time. M-E time. Self-care is another way to describe me time. The intention for you, Pilar, is to find me time every single day. Every single day. Even if it's 5 minutes when you wake up first thing in the morning, even if it's 15 minutes before bed, even if it's a 30-minute lunch hour where you are taking time to have a great meal and sit in silence and be with yourself. Um, you are often pulled in so many different directions with the kids, with your husband in your life, and you do not give yourself a lot of time for yourself, me time. There isn't a lot of room for self care. That's often neglected because caring for everybody else takes precedence, which can be understandable. You are a super mom, you are a super wife, you do a lot, and you care a lot about people. However, and you know how this whole analogy goes with, being in a plane and putting your gas mask on first before you can assist another person. That is absolutely the intention that's coming through for you this week. Setting aside more time for you means that you can put that gas mask on and give yourself that ability to recharge and rejuvenate and relax and get your energy back, right? It's like filling that empty tank up so that you have the ability to go back out there and help and do as you do, because that is your nature, to help and fix and take care of everybody else. And we will not take that right away from you. That right and that duty is yours, and you love doing it. That is fantastic. You will have the ability to continue to do it. However, you must also still prioritize you as if you are a family member that you want to take care of. Treat yourself as your own best friend, Pilar. This me time and the self care time is really about saying to you, I care enough about me as I would about my children, my husband, my best friend. And I'm going to be a best friend to myself right now. I'm going to really pamper myself and give myself that ability um, to see what it is that I want and what makes me happy and do the things that interest me. We can't be worker bees all the time. We can't always be on the go doing, 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 and never feeling fulfilled with sometimes just not doing. And self-care also is about not doing. It's also about allowing yourself to just be in the moment and embrace what you randomly want to do in that moment. And in that moment, you might just want to meditate, or you might just want to take a nice hot bubble bath. You might want to do a makeup tutorial with a YouTube, channel. You might not know what it is that you want to explore that particular day, but it's kind of having like a little adventure with yourself as well, to give yourself that me time and explore what makes you happy, what interests you, and what's exciting and fun. Allow yourself to have fun, okay? So this me time, make sure that you are prioritizing that every single day, several times throughout the day, and make sure that you are filling it with things that are fun, things that are interesting, things that are light, okay? Light, not so heavy, not so like dramatic, because life already is chaotic. But yes, if you can think about all of that, that is going to be so key and so important for you right now, okay? So find me time. Excellent. And Pilar is saying spot on. I'm so glad. I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome. Okay. All right. My dog is scratching in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but she is saying heck yes. She said, go Pilar, me time. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up here. It's just to reframe how today's intention went for the group. Let's be bold and be brave. Okay? And that doesn't mean we have to be loud. It does not mean we have to go out there and put ourselves in harm's way. It just means speaking up and standing up for the things that matter to us, and then allowing ourselves to still have fear, which is okay, but move forward in spite of that fear, especially when something matters so much to us that we can't not do or say a thing about it. Okay, so be bold and be brave, guys and gals, brave bears. Pilar, me time, me time, me time, me time. And I hope you guys all have a beautiful, safe, and warm and loving week. Hug your loved ones. If you can't hug them because they're far away, virtually hug them, think about them, send them lots of love and light and healing, especially during this challenging time. And know that you matter. Your work matters. And whether or not you think that you have the ability to make a difference or that your skills or talents are significant enough to make a difference, I want you to know that you need to push that aside, push those fears aside, and know that you are needed. I am telling you, Brave Bear, you are needed. Your work is needed. Your presence is needed. We all are in this together, and contribute however you can, show up however you can. And if you come from a place of love and light and compassion and empathy, you can do no wrong, you can do no harm. You will be able to help make a difference. Okay? So, with that, I will leave it there. Have a wonderful shin kicking week ahead. We are closing out August now, so I will see you back in September next Monday. Um, and then also on top of that, we've got a lot of other great things coming out from Brave Bear headquarters. So make sure you keep an eye on the newsletter, the Brave Bear Insider newsletter, and the Brave Bear University newsletter as well, to see all the wonderful happenings there to support all of you. So with that, thank you for joining us today. I will see you next Monday.